Mirasee.
Hoja Nasruddin decided to go in search of some new meditation techniques. He saddled his donkey, went to India, China, and Mongolia, talked to the great masters, but found nothing. He heard the story of a wise man in Nepal. He journeyed there, but as he was climbing the mountain to meet him, his donkey died of exhaustion. Hi, I'm Lisa Bloom, the Story Coach, and you're listening to Once Upon a Business. In each episode, we explore a story, a fairy tale, folk tale, or traditional story, so that we can discover the amazing lessons relevant for business and for entrepreneurs. Nasruddin buried the donkey there and then in Nepal and wept sadly. Someone passed by and commented, "You came in search of a saint. This must be his tomb, and you are lamenting his death." "No, this is the place where I buried my donkey who died of exhaustion." "I don't believe it," said the new arrival. "No one weeps over a dead donkey. This must be a place where miracles occur, and you want to keep them all for yourself." Although Nasruddin explained again and again, it was no use. The man went to the next village and spread the story of a great master who cured people at his tomb, and soon the pilgrims began to arrive. Gradually, news of the discovery of the wise man of silent mourning spread throughout Nepal, and crowds rushed to the place. A wealthy man came, thought his prayers had been answered, and built an imposing monument where Nasruddin had buried his master. In view of everything, Nasruddin decided to leave things as they were. But he learned once and for all that when someone wants to believe a lie, no one can convince him otherwise. This story was told by Paulo Coelho. I love the Hoja Nasruddin stories, the idea that wisdom and humour live together, that we can be both foolish and smart at the same time. It's wonderful and a very accepting and interesting perspective. We don't want to be laughed at, and yet sometimes our behaviour is just funny. And I think it would do us a great service if we could all just lighten up a little. I love the end of the story. When someone wants to believe a lie, no one can convince him otherwise. So true. How often have we tried to convince someone of something, but no matter what we say, it's just no use. We see it in politics every day. The amount of times that I've been so frustrated by friends or family members believing something ridiculous in the newspaper or in the political arena. It's hard to do what Nasruddin does, to accept what is and walk away. May we all learn that lesson. This story shows that going viral is not a new idea. It wasn't born in the last 10 years. The story instead points to how quickly a lie can be born from ignorance and how that lie can manifest in all kinds of ways. In this case, in the story, it was fairly benign, but we all know that lies have the power to destroy, especially those that demonize groups of people, whether it's on racial grounds, relating to immigration, or how gender and sexuality has been politicized, how dangerous it is when random ideas are perceived as truth. This world of fake news, where often we don't actually know the source of so-called news, it has become a dangerous and divisive place. And let's look at the story from the perspective of the business lessons too. It speaks to reputation. Nasruddin's inability to correct the false narrative demonstrates the challenge of altering public perception once it takes hold. It highlights the importance of being proactive about managing your reputation and addressing misconceptions as much and as quickly as possible. The passing traveller refuses to accept Nasruddin's explanation, and it shows our tendency as humans to cling to beliefs even when confronted with contradictory evidence. In the business world, this behaviour can get in the way of innovation or of decision-making and even of adapting to change. Instead, we need to be open-minded, to engage in critical thinking, and to be willing to change our current beliefs. One of the things I love about this story is that it reminds us of the power of storytelling. That story really matters because it changes minds and hearts, and also can be a vehicle for integrity and truth, though that's not the case in this story. But a well-crafted story in our marketing or our outreach, in the way we talk about our products and services, in the way we communicate within our business and to our clients, this is the opportunity to embody our integrity and our honesty so that we establish trust. This is the key to success in business. And yet this story is all about the power of the story that's inferred, that's made up. It's not true or honest, it's just an assumption, fueled perhaps by desire and followed blindly by people who perhaps should know better, but just want to believe. Isn't that familiar? We see it around us every day. I believe we need to be a beacon for the true story. I don't work with people to make up stuff, to create stories that they think their clients want to hear, to fool people into believing and buying what they don't want or need. There's a dearth of stories like this in the world. It's what we're trying to move away from. Instead, let's take a moment to explore where stories come from, to uncover their truth and live by these stories, the ones that accept and empower and transform. I think Nasruddin would like that. Or perhaps he'd be laughing his way down the hill as he looks for a new donkey to carry his load. I'm Lisa Bloom, and you've been listening to Once Upon a Business. You can find out more about me at story-coach.com. That's story-coach.com. Once Upon a Business is part of the Mirasee FM podcast network, which also includes such shows as Making It and For Better or For Work. To catch the great episodes that are coming up on Once Upon a Business, please like and follow us on Mirasee FM's YouTube channel or your favorite podcast player. And if you enjoyed the show, please leave us a comment or a starred review. It's the best way to help us get these ideas to more people. Thank you. We'll see you next time.